Oh, I can't breathe, dude. Oh my god. I've been stuffed up since I got back from Hamburg. I've had a cold and it's so annoying. My nose has literally just not stopped getting stuff. It's a lot better. Like, I can sleep, but it's just constant. And I don't want to do it. I just don't want to anymore. I just don't want to. But yeah, that's how it's been lately. It's just been, I don't know. Oh my god. Also, the biggest ego boost I could possibly ask for happened to me today, and I was like, oh my god, just stop sucking my dick. Oh my god. I went to the dentist. It's not my favorite activity. I don't like going to the dentist. I used to like going to the dentist for the hygienist, for the dentists there, and the receptionist, because we were like this. We don't like this. We were so close. As in, I knew their name and they knew mine, and they knew me since I was like a little baby. And they were just so nice and so sweet, and it was always a fun time. But now that it's a new dentist and I have no ties with the dentist, I don't really appreciate having someone go into my mouth and be like, open up. I went in and I was only in the chair for like less than 10 minutes. She was like, you're done. And and I ended up leaving and I went home. And my dad said, oh, they didn't even charge us for your cleaning because your mouth was already so clean that they didn't have to do anything. So they didn't charge at all. And I was like, oh my god. Because my mouth is clean. And you know what that is? You know what that is? That's oil pulling. I swear by it. Because I brush my teeth. I love brushing my teeth, first of all. I love brushing my teeth so much. It's like my favorite part of my day. Coconut oil. I'll like swish around in there. Originally it was disgusting, but I've learned to enjoy the feeling of it, not like doing it. I hate doing it because it's so uncomfortable and I want to gag. However, knowing that it's like cleaning my mouth, I'm like, this is so fun. Yeah, so oil pulling is really pulling for the team. I want to start doing, this actually might be it. And eventually, as it progresses per month, the formatting should improve. Hello, welcome to the end of month digital. This is where we talk. This is where we catch up. This is where I do whatever I please, kind of like a time capsule for the month. It is November 2024. 28th, but you know, basically the end of the month. You're gonna be getting it on the end of the month, okay? I'm not a machine. I'm not gonna be recording on the literal end of the month and then uploading on the literal end of the month. This is a chill series that will go on for the rest of my life. I've committed to it. Clock it. I've committed to it. However, it will not be exactly at the end of the month. That is a turn off for you. You can go fuck yourself. Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm so sorry for being aggressive. I think I'm just trying to acclimate myself to talking to the camera once more because I have not spoken to the camera in a very long time and I tend to get very shy. But, you know, it's just us, so. Oh my god, okay, also I got red light. When I came from Hamburg, my mom put up these LED lights and I've been only putting on red because it's so relaxing. You know what, let me take off the dock because it's very blue. It's very bright. Oh, maybe we do need the blue. Oh my god. Is this preferred? Is not preferred. We have a low studio budget. I'm using the camera from my computer, which is smashed, by the way. There's twin screens recording me right now, which is why you will see perhaps a little something over here, like a little mirror of me moving around, which is okay. You know what? It's a little special effects, you know? And the lighting I'm using for this video is my LED lights. Also, so it does not look like this, I'm using a Google Doc to light up my face a little. A little bit. Just a little. Just a little. Okay. So, baby, it's been so long. I haven't uploaded in a while since I straightened my hair, which was in September. This is what happens when you just progressively do big projects and don't do any organization beforehand, and you're like, oh no, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. You can do this in like 1 week, totally. This 3-month trip, 1 week tops, 1 week. Lately, girl, I have found such a huge affinity for posting on Instagram and just loving posting on YouTube when I do, because it's not even for other people. Like, yes, I do like the fact that I'm sharing with my friends and my family, like, things that happen in my life and just cool things that I've seen and whatever. Documentation matters so much to me in terms of videos and photos. Those are probably the most important assets to me. So having Instagram and having the whole like 20 photo carousel, it's like having a scrapbook, and it's like having just something I can constantly go back to just through a password. When I'm putting together photos in a carousel, it's fun. It's for me because I make videos and I use that as like my outlet for photography, and then I can put those screenshots of the videos that I make for my docs for YouTube into my Instagram, and I can like actually look at it artistically and put everything together like a portfolio, and it's just so fun and it's so cool, and I love looking back at it. I love seeing my growth when I look through, and I love seeing different aesthetic and things that really inspire me. Like, I look back at my Instagram and I look back on my YouTube, and it genuinely inspires me further into being more creative and more expressive and more centered in myself. I love documentation. It's spreading throughout my life, spreading to the point where I'm in The Sims 4. I'm playing The Sims 4. I have a very intricate family. It's like 3 kids, and it's like a mom, and her husband died, and then one of the kids, the guy has like a high school sweetheart, and it's like a super cute whatever family, and then they're like in a friend group right now, and they're young adults, and they live in a penthouse in the city, and I love that penthouse. I worked so hard on it. Like, when I play Sims, it's mostly I'm taking pictures of moments in these Sims' lives to make it look more like they've lived a genuine, like, real life. You know, they have different dynamics with their family and different moments in their life and phases. Like, I change their hair and their outfits all the time because I want to show growth in their age and stuff. Even within being a young adult, like, they have different phases, and I don't know, I like it. And in their homes, they have like walls of pictures photographed, and just photos everywhere, literally photos everywhere, cluttered. And clutter, I work so hard when I do build mode. Oh, actually, I hate building so much, but I will decorate. I will decorate the hell out of that place. Okay, I will decorate and I will clutter. And I'll even do that in the stories that I write. Most of the effort that I put into my stories are character development and like just character design and character building and dynamic building, and I love showing mundane parts of their lives and describing meals. I love boring so much. It's so comforting. The most boring part of The Sims is taking pictures and putting clutter in build mode. But I love it, so I think the older I get, the more boring of a person I become. And I actually don't think I'm like super bummed out about that. I also dress kind of boring because I don't have, oh my god, girl, I need to go shopping. Desperately. I want to go shopping. I want to go to a thrift store and I want to buy clothes. I don't want to do the work. I know I can find good clothes when I thrift. I do. But it just so much more. I wanted to go thrifting when I went to Canada, and I didn't go thrifting when I went to Canada. I went thrifting with my sister's brother. My sister-in-law's brother. And that was cool. But we were like on a serious time crunch, and when I go shopping, I need to go like in a complete zen mode where I'm like, okay, gods of fashion, please bless me with good finds and good fits. Please, for the love of all things stylish, present me with your gifts. And then I go Speedy Gonzales all over the store looking for finds. So I need like at least 5 hours in a shop, in a mall, in an experience of shopping to get what I desire, which is clothes. And it's harder to find clothes for these monsters. It's a pain in the ass to have. It's a pain in the chest, okay? It's a pain in the fucking chest. But I do want to go shopping. I want to go on Depop. Oh, right again. Sorry, I'm going on Depop, guys. I'm going on Depop because I want to see very briefly what I'm missing out on. Because if I had A cups, which I so desperately want, B cups actually, I want B cups, like double B's. I think double B's would be so sexy and so cute. I don't think that like having F cups is a bad thing, but how miserable I am with F cups is crazy. I want to have B cups so I can buy on Depop because shit has everything, dude. And it's so frustrating when I find really cute clothes and it's like cut like this. And this is the boobs. And it's like, who is this for? But they do have good purses. I don't have money though either. I go on little spirals of scrolling down Depop and Etsy and making wish lists so I can hurt my feelings for the future when I look at my wish list and I see everything has been sold. But it's a fun little habit I have once a year. And no one can stop me. Can everyone do this? I don't think this is super special, but I've always thought this was extremely special from when I was a kid onwards. I've just been doing this my whole life with a little zombie person because I like it clicks the bone, right? I'm important. Can I get my screensaver? Oh, that's me. That's my screensaver. It's so cute. That's my other screensaver. It's also so cute. See? You can see it. Yeah, see? I don't know how to describe my style. It changes every single freaking day. It's like a smorgasbord. I like earthy tones. I like jewel tones. I like not cardigans, but I have a cardigan that I love so much. If more cardigans could be that way, I would be so happy. I like it. And it's netted. It's wide netted. So, come on now. And it's old. It's like from the early 2000s. It was my mother's, and now I own it, so thank you, Mama. Oh, there's glasses for sale, too. Oh, wow. The little tiny glasses. They're circular, though. They look kind of cool, though. I have too many glasses. I have too many blue light glasses that I do use, actually. Oh, this is such a cute bird. Ooh, I could buy it, dude. It was made in Italy. I don't know if that matters. It's a vintage Marco Bugiani. I can't say his name. I'm not Italian, okay? Just not. Let me show you. See? Oh, okay. One second. See? It's brown. In conclusion, I want a saddlebag. Thank you very much, Santa. Don't make me think I'm gonna blow my money on this. I did have a job. I did get money. So. I'm a working girl. Only for 3 weeks, though, so. He never got back to me. I talked to this guy, he's from Rotterdam, to do a live-in housekeeping job where I basically just like cook meals and I go grocery shopping and then clean the home. And he was like, I have a sore throat and it kind of hurts. I'm feeling kind of sick, so I'll get back to you. And he was like supposed to get back to me on the weekend and he never got back to me. And I don't know if I should text him like, hey, are you still sick? Do you want to call? Or like, do I just not get a job? Like, I don't know. I pulled out my shirt at the very wrong moment talking about a job interview. I'm just trying to adjust the girls, okay? I'm just trying to adjust them. Jesus. Jesus Christ. I just finished watching the whole Harry Potter series within a week with my mom. And I just I could not be more angry at how limited the social interactions are. It's mostly just action and sticking to the main plot, and there's very minimal dialogue between like characters that are positive and like again, no mundane, and there's just no genuine relationship development. I mean, there is kind of, but like just not really, and just bleh. I think it would be really cool if there was a prequel series of sorts that was animated. It was just a TV series for animated Harry Potter that showed like Lily and Snape and James, and it could just show like the day-to-day life when Voldemort and Death Eaters aren't trying to consistently vandalize and terrorize the school and the students within it, and whereas teachers aren't just constantly putting a certain cursed boy in constant danger. I just want to see the day-to-day in Harry Potter. I want to feel the magic within it, and I want to see more intricacies between each of the characters and have more liveliness within the world, and I think that would be so cool. Along with that, I also think, again, with an animated series, I can't animate, I can't draw, I can't do anything, so I will pay money. I will be a producer for all of these things, okay? This is the future. I want to work with, what's her name? Well, I have to work with J.K. Rowling for that, too, so I can get more into the world, because I don't want to take over her story. That's not the point. Okay, Stephanie Meyer. I will work with Stephanie Meyer to get, like, the backstories of the vampires that we know and love, but also different vampires. So, you know, like, I mean, all the vampires that we've seen and stuff. And we could do, like, a limited Twilight series that's animated, kind of like how MTV Downtown is animated, because I think that would be super duper cool. Or, like, how the 2000s Scooby-Doo was animated as well. That was also super duper cool. Think about the Hex Girls episode. That would be a cool animation for this. Every few episodes is, like, a backstory. Or every season, because they all have very interesting backstories, and they're not very at all talked about or covered in the movies. I think they could have more spotlight time, and people would love to see that because they're genuinely interesting. Like, for example, Esme has a very cool backstory. Most of them do. And I think it would be cool if we did that, you know? So. And none of my ideas are original at all, because they're just basically begging for more of a series that currently exists with characters that already exist. And it's like, okay, we gotta go. Stop it. Like, stop. Let them, like, rest. But I don't want them to rest. I want to watch more about these characters, and I don't want it to end. Yeah, I would watch so many seasons on multiple mythology animes if it was edited and it was animated according to the Totally Spies way. Or some sort of just fun. Like, have fun. Like, I want to be, oh my god, I wanted to be animated like that guy. This is my first exposure to Greek mythology. I did not watch, I did not read the Percy Jackson books. I'm so sorry. I love Greek mythology so much, and I love listening to the podcast about Greek mythology. Greek mythology, baby. What's it called? I don't know. The podcast. That was my lifeline when I was in high school. The Percy Jackson movies were good. I know they're nothing like the books, so don't get on my case. However, when I was into mythology, the only access I had to it was a book series that I would only check out and read when I was in elementary school. I only checked out the same books from my library in elementary school, and I also checked out the same books in middle school. When I was in middle school, the only thing I checked out from that library was a collection of Hans Christian Andersen in a massive thick book, and then the Brothers Grimm. Those were the only two books that I checked out, and I checked them out every week. I read them every week. I was obsessed. I don't know why. It was like a comfort. I literally read the exact same book every single day, every single week, and checked it out. And she literally knew. She left it in a freaking corner, hidden from other people, because she knew I would be fucking pissed if anyone else took it. It wasn't like I was throwing a fit. She just liked me. But in middle school, what I was into was a comic book series that was just so sexy and so fun, and it changed my life. And it stopped. He just stopped making the fucking books. Also, Land of Stories. I love Land of Stories too. That needs a fucking movie. That needs a Land of Stories. I need a Land of Stories series. I would love to. I would love to turn that into a movie. I would love to adapt that into a movie. That would be so cool. But I feel like that's so edging on Once Upon a Time, so yeah, see, okay, George O'Connor, he made a very limited series of comic books that I read all of them multiple times, over and 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 over again. I loved it so much. I loved it so much. Clearly, they had where he just basically made a book about each Olympian, but not every Olympian, obviously, because he made it. I think he went bankrupt. They just stopped funding him, which is. Aphrodite was my favorite book because it was colorful. Actually, you know what? I think Hades was my favorite book because he never portrayed Hades as like an asshole. He just kind of portrayed him as like a guy. So my first impression of him was like super chill, and their relationship was super chill. And so my impression of him and how I think about him and their relationship has never been negative, and I feel like that's a negative trait of mine. We got Athena, Artemis, Ares, Apollo, Aphrodite, Hades, Hera, Poseidon, and Zeus. I hated Zeus. Everyone hates Zeus. So. Oh! Also, the other books. And Then It Happened. There was a book series called And Then It Happened. It was this book series that I would take out, and it was And Then It Happened. I was so obsessed with that series. And Bone. Bone was also really good. But this series was just something special. And we're soul tied, and I would love to pay George O'Connor so much money so he could write a book about every single Olympian, every single demigod. Because why not? I think kids would love it. I think kids would genuinely just lose their shit over it. Okay, I would. If he just didn't make any sales, I don't care. I paid him. I paid him. Okay, if he could go on the rest of his life knowing that he made good work. Because he knows how to make good work, and he's stopped, and it's so sad. I hope he's not dead, actually. Let me check. He also made a Dionysus book. It didn't happen in fiction. George O'Connor. Is he dead? Please don't be dead. Please don't be dead. Please don't be dead. Please. He's not dead. He's 51. Oh my god. I'm coming, baby. I'm coming. I'm getting older, so I'm coming for you. He's an illustrator living in Brooklyn. So, New York has never felt more intriguing. And again, I don't have money to pay him, let alone to go. So I might just have to like just beg him. You know, I'll be like, please, George O'Connor, if you're seeing this right now, please, I beg you, as a mega fan of your work, please make more. I will buy it. I will purchase it for $50 a book. Okay, I will. I just will. Please. And I think you're so talented. I think your storytelling is so amazing. And I think subconsciously the way I write is very much influenced by how you write. And I haven't even read the books in so long. Oh my god. He also made Odin. I never knew that. Yo, what? Yo, what? This is recent. This is why I never saw it. Oh my god, I was like, how did I never see this in my 2024? It just came out. He's risen from the dead. He's making Asgardian. Oh my god. Oh my god. That is so exciting. I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna move you up so I can like lay down with you because I'm just like uncomfortable. We watch the Kingsman movies because we're trying to watch a movie every single day because soon it's gonna be Christmas time and we're gonna be watching a Christmas movie every single day, so we're kind of watching a different movie every day. And we just finished watching the 3 Kingsman movies by Matthew Vaughn. Matthew Vaughn came out of fucking nowhere. Oh my god. His directing style is so cool, and I love how he stylizes his characters, and I love his character design, and I love how he shoots things, and I love his fight scenes. He also made First Class, which is shocking. I didn't know that. I love X-Men. X-Men is probably, of all of like the series is out there, like Harry Potter, Star Trek, Star Wars, Marvel, DC. I understand X-Men is also Marvel. But I mean, go on. You're not gonna be comparing the Avengers to the X-Men. Like, please. I love the Avengers, but like, please. I've watched the X-Men movies so many times, and I've just constantly been thinking about, if I were to make like an X-Men movie, how would I make an X-Men movie? What a dream that would be to make an X-Men movie. Oh my god. When you see a movie and you see how it's directed and you can feel how amazingly directed a movie is, it just hits you and you're like, oh my god, I want to see every single thing you've ever made ever. I want to see like literally like 50 things that you've made right now. Please make more things. And he's only made like 5 things. And I want him to make more, and I want to work alongside him for something, because I've loved spy movies. I love spy movies so much. I love the whole gentleman spy thing. I grew up watching James Bond. It's very, my dad is like a huge James Bond fan, and so I grew up being a very huge James Bond fan, and I think that's why I have so much passion for being a part of these projects, because I'm just a really huge fan. I'm doing it from the point of view of like, this is what I would love to see, so this is what I'm doing. As I'm looking for my lover, many things I have discovered, games of chance, and from heartache I've recovered, strong enough to love another, worth the chance. On Instagram, the only reason I go on Instagram truly is for this Instagram account called The Spiritual Sunflower and this other Instagram account called Indigo Lynn. They're both very wonderful girls that just give constant... Oh, and Flossy Baby, Indigo Lynn, The Spiritual Sunflower, and More Core. Those are like the main Instagram accounts that I will indulge in when I go on Instagram. It's just nice, it's refreshing to have and see my feed, because it's all I really need to look at, really. Also Jen Latch gives me advice, and Adventure with Cam, and that's literally the only accounts that are on my feed because I don't look at anything else. Okay, so I'm back. I'm all cleaned up. Also, it's a different day, so I feel like that should also be taken into account. Whoopsie daisy. It is a lot later than the last part of the end of month digital. It is 1:23 in the morning, freshly November 30th, 2024. However, it will be put out. This will be put out on the 30th. Clock it. Although we got Kota here trying desperately to go to sleep. He probably hates being in my room because he just wants to sleep. He wants to chill out on the bed, and I'm over here usually talking. Like, either I'm talking to myself or I'm on the phone with somebody. Either way, he can't sleep. But it's a lot better than it used to be, because I used to have that light on, but now I have the red light, and it's a lot more chill. And so he can at least rest his eyes while mama gets some work done. I really don't know what else I wanted to talk about. Just more on the month, I guess. So I had this idea for an end of month digital. That's what I'm calling it because I think it's cute. It's more like kind of a time capsule. Just to recap the month, for me at least, just to, look back and see the events of the month and where I'm at mentally and where I'm at physically and whatever. It's like, having coffee with an old friend and reconnecting once a month and catching up. All my friends are long distance, so this is nothing new. For the first half of the month, I was in Hamburg. I spoke a lot of French, very basic French. Je peux parler un peu français. Un peu français. Parce que j'étudiais pour 8 années dans l'école. Et ça, c'est juste. Et aussi, j'ai en accident fait une classe pour les étudiantes d'immersion dans l'école secondaire quand je suis un ninth grader. Je fais en accident une classe d'immersion français pour la drama parce que je pense que c'est juste une classe de drama, mais c'est pas ça. Mon professeur dit, est-ce que tu peux parler français? Est-ce que tu fais le français, machin? J'ai dit, non, je fais juste pour juste 5 années. J'ai juste fait les français admission pour 5 années quand je suis dans dans l'école élémentaire. Je veux pas français un peu parce que je t'aime français, mais je suis très mal. Non, oui, non, je ne peux pas parler français très bien, mais c'est au mois passé. Et il dit, well, tu as très bien évaluation. Grades. I had like a 98 average in that class. Tu peux rester ici si tu veux. Et je dis, bet. But yeah, so I have very basic French and I spoke French with the baby the whole time. I spoke English sometimes, but I kind of made it a habit to speak French with him. And then I also spoke French with the aunt all of the time, whether I liked it or not, because she only speaks French. So she would always be speaking French to me and I would be speaking as much French as I could back to her. So it was actually really good practice and I kind of forgot how much I love listening and speaking French. And since I've been back, it's mostly just been, honestly, I've just kind of been like playing The Sims. I've been applying to jobs online, like au pair work and like a Burger King job. Nothing else really, because we're in the area. It's mostly they want like seasoned workers to work like manager jobs in the hotels. Yeah, and also I've been writing and I wrote this book when I was in 10th grade. So I was 15. I really love the story. I'm very happy with it. However, I'm rewriting it. The characters that I write, they truly live around me. When I'm writing a book, they are in my room. Like when I'm writing a scene between a certain amount of characters, whatever, they are all in my room. This isn't like so literal, but I can hear them speak. I can hear the way they speak, and I can hear them speaking to each other, and I can feel the energy of the scene in my room. And so they're real people to me. Like they're in my head. When I'm writing a book, the characters live in my brain and they're just constantly there. And it's very organic because they're not mine. They're them. Because of that, when I wrote Nuts and Seeds, I did it for the original point of the story, which was like the plot of these old women on a very Stand By Me-esque adventure to accomplish their dead friends' wishes. A very beautiful kind of sentiment because they're old women, they just lost their first friend to old age. It's a super, circle of life moment, and they're gonna dump her ashes into the lake, and it's just wonderful. It's I think it's a very important story about grief, and I think it's also a very important story about the very cool aspect and very beautiful aspect of aging. But the issue with that is that they are old characters, and the whole point of them being, of their dynamic is that they grew up together. They were kids together in Australia. 2 of them are Japanese. One of them is an Aborigine. I can't pronounce it. Aborigine. An Australian Aboriginal. And the other one is Iranian. Because they're so old, they would have to have been kids in the 40s, which is complicated. And I never considered that when I was younger and I was writing it originally. I kind of just wrote it for the plot and for the romance of them growing up together. and experiencing life together. But the problem is that I don't like that. I don't like that. I like when things are very realistic, and I like when things feel natural and feel organic. Which is probably why I let the characters come to me and I let the story ideas just emerge. So now, to rewrite, I need to include the aspects and the repercussions of the Japanese internment camps that emerged during the World War II. And then I also need to research the rights and the treatments of both Japanese people, but also the Australian Aboriginal people throughout the 20th century. And then the neighborhood aspect of it, the immigration aspect of it, because it also says that most Japanese people, whether they were born in Australia or not, were sent back to Japan after the war when the internment camps were closed. But I got around that because there was workarounds where some Japanese women could stay in the country if they became war brides of Australian white soldiers. I've been doing a lot of research in that regard, but it is kind of frustrating because there is not that much. I mean, I'm sure there is. I don't have any history books. But gosh, I love having a fin tail. It's so sexy. Yeah, but based on what I've been able to find on Google, there is such a limited amount of history documented and accessible to learn about in terms of minority treatment, like in Australia. Like, I'm not like there is most of actually what I've found on internment camps specifically were American, which is kind of frustrating because I'm not in America and it's not the same, obviously. But yeah, so that's what I've been doing. I've been trying to research World War II, essentially. So here's the thing. I'm a writer, apparently. I have been writing books my entire life. Entire life. Let me give you a quick little story. When I was in kindergarten, my first ever book that I put out, it was actually super professional, okay? It was in paper, it was just like in slices of paper, and it was drawings of these two cats, Romeo and Juliet, because no copyright here, it's an original story. And it was basically a graphic novel of these two cats who tragically fall in love with each other and then die at the end. But they didn't die at the end, they got together, they got married. Because my version is better. Version of what? That's what I thought. It's an original story. And then my mom stapled it, and I'm pretty sure laminated it. I numbered the pages like a professional. I put my name in the back, and I gave it to my kindergarten teacher, and it was put in the kindergarten library for people to read. I was like, I made it. I made it. I write a lot and I've written a lot of stories, but now I want to actually clean it up so I can publish and actually have genuine books that I can share. But doing so, I want everything to be fully fledged and fully fleshed out and fully researched. I want to be extremely proud of everything that I write, which means I've been extremely critical, which means Sheep has now over 20 drafts. Oh, it's a nightmare. It's a nightmare, but I'm working on it. I did like a 1 hour and a half video diary for my final days talk. I was actually really happy about it because usually when I do video diary, this is another reason why I wanted to do a digital end of month digital. I love doing video diaries and I love looking back at video diaries, but most of the video diaries that I do, I use them for like self-reflection as like a therapy session where basically I just break down and cry and I vent and then I talk it out and I sort things out and I feel better at the end. But most of my video diaries are just me crying and looking like a mess and being sad, and I don't want like all the things I look back on me being young are just like the really bad parts where I'm just like really sad and really freaking out and stuff. Mind you, at the end of each video diary I'm super fine and like I feel so much better. I wanted to make more video diaries where I just kind of am me when I'm not in freak out mode and I can just talk. This year, like 18 to 19 years old, has been so huge on teaching me presence and genuine presence and actually the importance of presence that is so easy to lose when you go through a phase and you go through a period of being addicted to social media and to technology where you're just not present and almost programmed to be more anxious and frustrated with your life and with people around you and with yourself. When you're so like, you kind of get in this really horrible habit and, you know, eventual addiction towards scrolling and being so lacking in presence, you don't really notice that you're not present. And when you say, oh, I'm present, and when you say, okay, I'm working on my presence, it feels so woo-woo and it feels like so severe and so serious and like you're trying to be super mature about things, and it sounds like, okay, shut up, just rip that stick out your ass, chill out. But it is so important to kind of not even just to say to other people, but just to say to yourself if you don't want to come across that way. And I try not to come across that way because I don't really think I am that way, but I think the way that I view things and the way that I speak on things makes me come across that way, and I can't control that. So whatever. That's why there's so much anxiety just increasing from this point forward, because we kind of have trained ourselves to be reliant on very easy dopamine receptors that are so susceptible to being aggravating and demeaning in terms of how we think and how we go about our day and how we dress ourselves and how we look. And you know, it can almost program us and train us to be these very irritable beings. It is so unbelievably addictive. And now there are studies, but now people are addicted. It's too late. It's like having a box of cigarettes with a disgusting image of like throat cancer on it. You're still gonna buy it because you've smoked it once, you've smoked it twice, you're gonna smoke it again. So this year I kind of noticed, okay, it's not like super normal. I don't have any disorders, I don't have any mental illnesses. It's not normal for my body to be experiencing, that I know of, obviously, that I know of. I've never been diagnosed. I've never been to any doctor or psychiatrist or psychologist or anything. I've always done therapy on my own by talking to a camera. This is therapy, basically. Like, I just talk to the camera and I sort it out in my head and I process everything that I'm thinking and feeling and how it affects me and how it affects others and whatnot. And I've kind of just been always able to do that my entire life. I've just been able to process things very, very quickly. But that doesn't mean that I don't feel extremely deeply and have like these episodes of just straight up panic and anxiety. And I'm like, okay, this isn't like super healthy. And so I kind of took a little pause and I was like, okay, what the heck? What's going on? I kind of made it a point this year to just be 18. And while there has been many, 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 many moments this year where I felt like I was extremely behind, than so many people, even people younger than me, just feeling so inferior. I think along the way, without me even noticing it, I really did do a lot of work and I put a lot of effort into becoming more comfortable with being present. Good morning, baby. We've been snuggling almost every night because I put him under the blanket and then we like spoon, but like not spoon because like we're facing each other. We like cuddle into each other. We snuggle. He's so cute. But yeah, that was what I would be that was what I was talking about in the hour-and-a-half long video diary, about how from 18 to 19 I really have faced so much growth, change that a lot I didn't even notice until this month. Wow, I really have gotten so much better at being present, not feeling like I'm floating when I'm talking to somebody and I'm actually kind of there, disassociating a lot less and feeling less disconnected. Things don't really feel real still to me, but it's getting a lot better, and that's not, I'm really not trying to sound like but I don't really feel like a person. I don't know how to explain it. I don't like without sounding like, oh, I'm so different and special. It's just like mentally there's a disconnect with how I feel and am. Like I don't feel real. Everything just feels disconnected. But I've gotten a lot better, and I've noticed that, and I'm really happy on how I've grown and stuff. And I could only imagine how much I'm gonna grow from 19 to 20, which is so cool. And I need to stop fearing age and stop idealizing being a successful creative during my adolescence, because yeah, that would have been extremely cool if I could have reached some sort of success and be a part of something creatively more than I was. But that's so egotistical to fantasize about, to put a age limit on success and to put an age limit on being special in your craft, because I think that's a huge issue when it comes to creative people and when it comes to the creative industry, that there's such a, I mean, I guess there's also an idolization and kind of a gold star on the young spectacles and the younger generations who bring something good to the table. Just when you're a young person and you enter a industry of some sort and you're doing something and you're acknowledged for it and you kind of start up your career and you're successful about it, young, you're it, man. For people who aren't in the industry yet, who are young, I think it's very easy to look at the less than 1% of people who are young, who got into whatever industry that they're looking at, whatever industry they're hoping to be a part of one day, and they're seeing that these people are young and they're seeing how accomplished they are and whatever, and they're like, okay, well, if they're getting this acknowledgement and they're special in this way, then I must also be. It's inherent to want to feel special and to feel acknowledged for your work and for your ideas and how you think, and to be a person of value. And to be a person of value feels like it can only be unlocked if you're a person of youth. And that's not the case. And I'm trying to teach myself that. And maybe that is the thing that I needed to acknowledge. The fact that I wanted to be special in my craft was the deal breaker to become special in my craft, because that's so egotistical and so self-centered. Like, maybe I just wasn't mature enough to be a part of something as big as to be widely acknowledged as a creative person. I don't think I'm in a rush, and I think I'm cool now. I'm okay where I am, and if I can just write my book and know that one day I will go into film and be a filmmaker and make what I want into movies and TV shows, I think that's enough for me. You know, you catch my drift? Anyways, I was talking about presence and what I was talking about in that hour-long video, along with a bunch of other stuff, and it ended up being on mute. And I didn't notice, and I cried about it. In fact, I made a video diary and I self-therapized about it. I feel like I've been rambling so much. This is the final piece of our little catch-up time. When I got back from Hamburg, I declared to my mother that I wanted to do a movie marathon, a month-long movie marathon leading up to Christmas. So naturally, on November 15th, we started watching Harry Potter. And so we spent the week watching a Harry Potter movie per day. And I haven't seen Harry Potter since like the beginning of high school, and I love Harry Potter, but every time I rewatch it, I forget how much I love Harry Potter, and also how much I wish I could have been in David Yates' position and directed the fucking films. Because I think I'm becoming more of a snob. I just wish there would be so many things done differently, and just but I still love Harry Potter so much. I think my order when it comes to Harry Potter, number one for sure is Prisoner of Azkaban, because hello, the time traveling, the film style, the set style, just the characters itself, the plot, it felt the most like Harry Potter. Like when I refer to Harry Potter, I think I mostly refer to the three earliest films, but specifically Prisoner of Azkaban, because it's the only one that doesn't super centralize around Voldemort, and I respect that because it's still a wizarding world, and I think it's important to build on that wizarding world, and I love Lupus so much. I think he's my favorite character. I mean, I love Sirius Black, of course, but Lupus, man, he's such a comfy character, comfy man. Number two, I think probably Chamber of Secrets. I have to, because it's the only one that has all the details from the book, and also it feels comfy, it feels homey, it feels very magical, and I love how it's styled. Number three, Deathly Hallows Part 1, for sure. I think Deathly Hallows Part 1, while it's extremely sad, I still think it's really good, and I think it's kind of underrated. Deathly Hallows Part 1 is really good. Number four, Goblet of Fire, obviously. Goblet of Fire is great. It just pisses me off sometimes because you put your students in danger so much. Hogwarts, just all the time. Like, what are you doing? It's cool seeing all the magical, like a bunch of magical creatures. I don't connect to Cedric the way the internet does. When I was younger, I definitely was more upset when Cedric died than I was now, because I'm realizing there's just such minimal amount of character building of Cedric. There's a very minimal relationship between him and Harry for them to have any kind of sentiment. And it just feels so disconnected and so forced, and I'm sure he was much of a better character in the books than he was in the movies. Number five, Sorcerer's Stone, because it's magical and it's upbeat. Number six, Order of the Phoenix, because it's actually a very good movie. It's a good plot, good characters. It's actually a very good movie. I can't put it higher because it has Professor Umbridge in it, and I hate her with everything in me. Okay, she's the worst, and respect to the actor, but girl, I just want to. When we started watching the movie, I went to the kitchen. It was in the beginning when they were in the living room, and I was like, I'm so happy. I love Order of the Phoenix. It's such a good movie because I love when they're doing the training thing. I forgot the reason why they're doing the training thing, but they were doing the fucking training thing. And then I went to the kitchen to get some water, and then I hear her fucking voice in the letter being like, Harry Potter, you were expelled. And I literally started punching air, resisting everything in me to look back at the fucking letter with lipstick on it, being like, Harry Potter, you are expelled. I hate Umbridge so much. I just can't put her higher. I can't put a whole movie dedicated to her being around, alive, and thriving any higher, even though it's a great movie. And then number seven, Half-Blood Prince, because it's boring. Yeah, boring. Oh, wait, did I forget Deathly Hallows Part 2? Oh my god, is 8. Okay, so my bad. Half-Blood Prince is number 8, and number 7 is Deathly Hallows Part 2. Because Deathly Hallows Part 2 is obviously good. There's good action scenes and stuff. It's just so undersaturated. But yeah, Harry Potter movies are over. We just watched Sisters today, my mom and I. Tina Fey is the best. She's genuinely a genius. She's just so cool, and I respect her work very much. It was a really good movie. It ended in Christmas, so it was basically a Christmas movie, and I think tomorrow we start watching Christmas movies every single day, which is gonna be super cool. We're gonna make like different Christmassy desserts and stuff, and make hot chocolate, and it's gonna be super fun because I want to feel super Christmassy because we don't have a Christmas tree, and it doesn't snow here, and there's no family around. It's just the three of us. Like I don't get to see my brother and my cousins, which sucks. Just trying to make the month feel super Christmassy when the environment is an extremely Christmassy. Also, I think we're decorating. Anyway, it is officially 2:40 in the morning. Let's lay down together before I go to bed. It was so nice hanging out with you, and thank you for listening to me ramble and kind of also do another therapy session. Kota is passed out. He just wants to sleep. Okay. Oh, my bad. My bad. I'm sorry. It's when I flashed the light in his face. He's the most passive aggressive dog ever. When I make too much noise, or when I'm bothering him, when I'm moving too much in the bed, whatever, and he's trying to sleep, he will go, he will sigh so loudly. He is so passive aggressive. You are so sassy. Anyways, I'm gonna go to bed and snuggle with my sassy dog. It was nice talking to you, and it was nice catching up on our monthly little catch up. But I will leave first, so mwah. I'll see you later. Bye.
He's one of the best scientific minds we have today.